Hey guys, welcome to Total Time Gaming. I'm Chris.
I'm Jamie.
And I'm Alex. And with Dragon's Dogma being released on the Switch, Capcom hinting at a sequel, and Netflix confirming they're making an anime based on the original plotline, things are looking pretty good for fans of the Dogma.
The Dogma, yeah?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, but hold on, Jonesy. Admittedly, Netflix would buy anything, right? I mean, just look at Iron Fist, so. But still, we thought we'd look back at the OG Dragon's Dogma, an innovative and exciting open-world adventure that had just enough frustrating flaws to stop it becoming a runaway hit.
So join us as we unpick this Japanese take on European fantasy and give you 6 reasons Dragon's Dogma is the best game you've never played.
Oh, great title, Jamie.
Oh, thank you. I thought of it myself. I didn't. It was Milo. And now he's gone. Suck it.
Rip.
Capcom's Hideaki Itsuno isn't exactly known for his subtlety. His work on the DMC series has seen a motorbike chainsaw sword and a man running up a Ferris wheel just to fetch his coat.
Oh, you know all about DMC. You did a video essay on it.
I would indeed. And if you'd like to check that video out, then head on over to this link somewhere.
We could do a link in a video.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Alright.
Just search for Game Changers.
There you go.
Maybe we'll put a card or something.
A card! So when Hideaki created Dragon's Dogma, or Double D's as no one is calling it, Itsuno turned medieval fantasy all the way up to 11.
I mean, I'm always down for some medieval fantasy double Ds.
But look, if someone explained the premise to you, you probably wouldn't be blown away. Dragon comes to life, dragon attacks kingdom, hero must slay dragon to save kingdom. So far, so Skyrim.
Oh man, tale as old as time, really.
But dive into the story itself and things get pretty mental pretty quickly. I mean, the first scene of the game is literally the dragon Grigori tearing your heart out of your goddamn chest. Lucky he didn't tear it out of your ass.
Oh.
For some reason, this doesn't kill you though. I mean, I guess having your heart ripped out through your ribcage is just one of those things, and from that point on, you spend the rest of the game as the Arisen, a hero destined to fight and kill dragons.
That's pretty convenient in a game called Dragon's Dogma Arisen.
Also understandable, if said dragon tore your heart out, then you might have a little animosity against them.
You might want to kill him, yeah.
But before you can get revenge for your unwilling open heart surgery, you have to go through a slew of quests involving witches, warring leaders, and a nihilistic death cult that wants to cause the apocalypse. Do they ever want to not cause the apocalypse? Isn't that what they're into?
I mean, I'm more partial to the ad-pocalypse, personally, but
At least some people survive. You even have to fight a giant chicken. Still sounds fairly standard. Well, without wanting to give away any spoilers, let's just say there are some major twists toward the end that take the story in a completely unexpected direction.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking different realms of reality. I'm talking battles with gods and huge questions about free will. You'll be making decisions that could last for all eternity, and not just for your character, but for the entire world, Jamie.
Whoa!
Not bad considering you were just supposed to go stick a sword into a dragon, just like Hiccup, and he couldn't even fucking do that, could he?
Who's Hiccup?
From How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh, of course it's a How to Train Your Dragon reference.
The dad showed up.
Of course, the game's beautifully cinematic design only helps to elevate this story. Grigori is so huge and terrifying, he makes the Game of Thrones dragons look like Spyro, that shitty little purple one. And even the music helps to make the story feel more epic, except for the J-pop song in the opening menu.
I mean, it's a Hideaki Itsuno game.
Don't pretend you don't like J-pop, everyone loves J-pop. They're
man.
so happy.
Right, guys, no one likes a video game that holds your hand from start to finish. And as big releases seem to get easier year after year, I mean, we're looking at you, Call of Duty, sometimes I'm left yearning for a game that throws you in at the deep end.
I hate it when COD holds your hand, pushes you through a section, telling you what to do.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's the big controversial thing at the moment, but I'd like to see more games like Sekiro that don't give a damn.
I'd like to see more accessibility options.
Hey.
And I want an easy mode in Sekiro so I can play it with my dick.
Dragon's Dogma doesn't just throw you in at the deep end, it ties your hands together, weighs your legs down with cement, and throws you into the fucking ocean. But, I mean, enough about my childhood swimming lessons.
Hey, but you're a good swimmer now.
Alright, yes, this game has taken a leaf out of Dark Souls' book and ramped up the difficulty to a level simultaneously infuriating, but at the same time absolutely addictive. I mean, is there some unwritten rule that dark medieval fantasy games need to be hard as balls? I don't know.
It seems like there is, and I'm not a fan.
Yeah, started with fucking Ghosts and Goblins.
Oh, that game, like that was fun, but that was too hard and it was so short.
It's way too
I never finished it.
Yeah. The game's huge map may be frustrating for players trying to get from quest to quest without a fast travel option, but the gigantic open world means that all the major enemies are dotted across the kingdom, just waiting to be found. There's no scaling, so if you stumble across a high-level monster 5 minutes into the game, well, that's just tough tits, really. Sure, it can be annoying, especially since the big map often means another 10 minutes of traveling to get back to where you were, but it does infuse the game with a very real sense of danger and tension that kept me on the edge of my gaming chair for hour after hour.
You have a gaming chair?
It's right next to my jerk-off chair. It's actually the same chair. Things get even more metal when the game switches to nighttime. In the inky blackness, it's impossible to see further than a few feet, and the only way to travel safely is carrying a lantern, which is constantly burning fuel. Underestimate your journey and run out of fuel, and you'll be stuck out wandering in the darkness. And that's bad news, fellas, because Dragon's Dogma massively ups the number of monsters around during the night, including stuff like ghosts and skeletons that only come out in the dark.
Enough about Minecraft though, Chris. Let's talk about Dragon's Dogma.
The extra foes plus the nighttime aesthetic changes the game's whole vibe. Suddenly, things quickly turn from a romping open-world adventure into a tense, creepy survival horror. And you know what, guys? I fucking love it.
Guys, epic stories and ball-bustingly difficult quests are one thing.
Well, two things.
Hang on.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah. But in a hack and slash heavy game like this, one aspect matters more than anything else, and that's the combat.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, after all, this game about a hero fighting monsters, fighting people, and fighting a dragon has quite a lot of, well, fighting.
You don't say.
Yeah.
Dude's got some issues.
Word. And if the combat was slow, frustrating, or just plain boring, we'd probably just quit the game and let the dragon Grigori barbecue everyone in the kingdom.
I do love a barbecue.
Imagine the smell.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd
Imagine
fucking
how
love it.
smoky friggin' dragon meat would be.
Luckily, the combat in this game is really, really good.
How good?
Really, really good.
Really, really?
Really, 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 really good.
Cool.
Zig good. You can choose to make your Heartless hero one of 9 different vocations, including Strider, Mystic Knight, Assassin, Warrior, and Sorcerer.
Ooh, which one would you be?
I mean, I already am, in real life, a Mystic Knight, so I'd have to go with that.
Warrior all the way.
Yeah, I'd go for Strider. Don't know what it is, but just sounds cool.
Runs fast.
Yeah.
Each of these vocations have a wildly different fighting style. Striders are fast and fluid, Chris.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Sorcerers can conjure an array of useful spells, and Warriors, Jonesy, well, they basically just have a massive two-handed sword that fucks shit up.
My guy.
I mean, that sounds like Jonesy, yeah.
Yeah. Each vocation can be extensively customized and adapted, allowing you to build a combat style unique to you. So we're making an advertisement for this game.
I'm sure people are going to comment that we are being paid for this. We are not being paid for this.
Hashtag no sponsor.
That'd be the weirdest sponsor we've ever had. Plus, you can switch your character between any vocation you've unlocked, allowing you to find your favorite or flip over to a new way of killing just for the hell of it.
Nice.
The well-paced, well-rendered action is yet another thing this game has in common with Devil May Cry. Say what you like about Hideaki Itsuno, but the dude knows how to make you want to keep cutting up baddies.
As long as you can juggle them in the air, then I'm on board.
Kind of.
Well, Jamie, while I agree that the regular combat is fun, it's when you try and fight bosses that the game really kicks things up a notch. Plenty of game designers just resort to making bosses a slightly bigger version of your standard enemies, turning battles with them into a snore fest. Even some of the best games can fall into this boring boss trap from time to time. Well, if there's one thing Dragon's Dogma refuses to be, it's boring. The setting may be medieval, but this game has raided Greek mythology, Chinese folklore, and European legends to bring players only the most badass of foes. Want to take on a Hydra?
Yeah.
Well, now, Chris, you can. Want to slay a harpy?
Sure.
Well, have at it, Jamie. You can even battle a chimera, a monster Frankenstein together out of the 3 scariest animals of all: a lion, a snake, and a goat.
Okay.
Have you seen those little shits jump on each other?
Kevin, stop doing that, mate. Fucking no need for it, mate.
You want to get jumped on by a lion, snake, goat? And if the monsters seem varied, it's nothing compared to the actual combat. This game adds a whole extra dimension to the fighting, allowing you to grab onto enemies and clamber all over them to find the best points of attack. You can clearly see inspiration from the epic monster scaling action in Shadow of the Colossus here. And if you're gonna draw inspiration from somewhere, why not go to one of the best Monster Hunter games out there?
Monster Hunter.
No.
Monster Hunter : Shadow of the Colossus.
Of course, the climbing controls can be confusing, and awkward camera angles can often make it look like you're about to crawl up a monster's arse. But let's be real, jumping on a dragon's back and stabbing it in the spine while it tries to shrug you off at 20,000 feet in the air, that's just fucking awesome.
I mean, anytime a dragon tries to shrug me off, I'm fucking ecstatic.
Probably couldn't get you off because he's trying to shrug you off. He's got the claws, and he breathes fire. Do something more effective, you idiot.
Yes, stag him.
Right, guys, now I mentioned them in passing earlier, but this game's AI characters are worth a deeper look. You see, plenty of games force annoying NPC allies on players. There's a special place in hell for Ashley from Resident Evil 4, or Natalia from GoldenEye.
Oh, come on.
Natalia from GoldenEye's a piece of shit.
Yeah, don't try and defend her. But Dragon's Dogma found a way to do in-game companions that was truly innovative and original. So, near the start of the game, players are given the opportunity to design their own pawn.
Oh, yeah, now we're talking.
No, not like that. P-A-W-N.
I mean, mine would...
No, like a chess piece.
I've never
Pawn.
seen it.
Slave.
In the story, pawns are mindless, humanoid husks who live only to follow the orders orders of the Arisen. But as far as the actual gameplay is concerned, they're essentially your sidekicks. They exist to go with you on quests and distract the ogre while you crawl around trying to stab it in the anus, because of course that's where you stab it. But here's where Dragon's Dogma stands apart from other games. You see, all pawns designed by players are automatically uploaded onto the game's servers, and you can actually access the pawns of other players, visiting them in a central area where they all gather. A sort of pawn hub, if you will.
See what you did there?
Yeah?
Someone's been reading my internet history.
Since going on quests means taking along a team of 3 pawns, you can actually recruit the pawns other gamers have built, taking them along with you on missions and earning them experience. Similarly, your pawn is also available to other gamers to borrow, giving you an incentive to make them as interesting as possible. After all, if they get picked for quests, they'll earn more points and level up faster. Plus, no one wants the person they created to be a loser. That's why my parents don't speak to me anymore.
Chris, you're not a loser. You just spend your life talking about video games.
This unique approach to interplayer cooperation not only allows you to play with a far larger group of allies than you would otherwise get to, but also helps foster a sense of community between players. And on top of this, if you get someone else's pawn killed, you can no longer access them for future quests, adding real stakes any time you choose them.
Does the person who created them lose them too?
I was going to say, I would never put my pawn on the pawn hub if I was going to lose it.
No.
Nah, you gotta bookmark that pawn hub.
Dragon's Dogma is a game about slaying a dragon. If you haven't worked that out this far into the video, I'm a little bit worried for you.
We kind of addressed that in
Yeah,
the
I
intro.
feel like we've been hinting at that throughout.
And we've said it quite explicitly a couple of times.
We have.
It's also the majority of footage on screen.
Also, the word dragon is in the name of the game.
Yep.
So, after your hero has faced off with the big bad dragon, you'd think there wouldn't be a whole lot to do. Well, that couldn't be further from the truth. We've already hinted that there's a major plot twist near the end, but suffice to say that after you beat the game, a series of events occur that essentially unlock another entire bonus game. This endgame is chock full of fresh quests and new monsters that never appeared in the main game. Hopefully you've picked up some tricks while playing the game too, because these monsters are way harder than the ones you face during the main story. You will literally be choking on this difficulty. That's right, your prize for finishing an entire game of difficult boss fights is a whole load of much harder boss fights. Congratulations.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
You did, in this case. To some that might sound tedious, but if you love the game's combat and the challenge the monsters provide, then this serves as a welcome and unexpected treat. Perhaps the most well known of these fights is the Dragon.
Dragon?
Dragon.
You're?
However you pronounce it, it's a boss battle that requires you to play the level at the same time as, but not alongside, other online players.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
I think you're gonna have to explain that one.
Right, so basically, you never see or interact with the other players, but every time they do a bit of damage to the dragon, it makes it much easier for you to kill too. This scaly, building-sized Apex motherfucker has so much health that you need a whole team of players working independently to take him down.
That's kind of cool.
Kinda cool. It's a unique way of approaching a boss battle that must have taken a long time to design and build. And that's just one of the fights Dragon's Dogma throws at you in its endgame. Pretty generous for what's basically just a bonus feature.
Nice.
I like it, guys. Go and play it or something.
It's coming to Switch, right?
It is coming to Switch, yeah.
I think I might go and get it.
I think I will not.
And then I can never look at Diablo 3 ever again.
Jonesy buys his 15th game in 2 months. Yeah. Well guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and before you go, please do check the link in the description below for our Patreon. It's where you give us money and we get richer. It's a great deal for both parties, so think about pledging.